Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing selections for Thursday, the 17th of August. Well, I'm going to get straight into it. Originally, I was struggling to find any horses that I really fancied. And I thought I'd have a quick flick through some of the races, like click on the form. Well, I found quite an interesting angle. I know I've mentioned it in the past, right? First of all, I don't fancy any of these horses ridiculously purely down to form. I think they've got sneaks, and I think there's an angle into it, and I shall tell you the angle now. So what I'm basically having is a 14 pence each way Heinz. However, I'm taking some of the prices. Well, basically, I'm taking two of the prices in one and leaving. Sorry, I'm taking two of the prices in one and leaving all the rest to SP, and then in the other bet, I'm taking all the prices. This is this racing series or racing league, whatever it is, and I've been looking through the form, and it's now good to firm at Windsor. Well, I started with a favourite. I thought, Ale, I recognise that horse. Well, not the horse. I recognise that sire for not really wanting quick ground. So I clicked on the next one. Thought Ale. So one of the sires was Kodiak, and this is off top of my head there. Because originally I was sort of searching for Havana Greys or Havana Golds. So I kept going, and I know for definite Churchill is another sire that prefers slower ground. Territories, that is another sire that prefers slower ground. I thought, hey, they all prefer slower ground. Don't get me wrong, I know the horses, some of the actual horses in the race have probably ran pretty well or even won on good to firm. However, they are bred, a lot of them are bred to want slower ground. So I've kept going up until I found horses where they like quick ground, and I'm looking, is there an angle into it? So some of them have got sneaks are running a place, whereas these horses that are bred to want quicker ground have actually started the career, because some of them, one of them is a 2-year-old handicap, and basically they are judged, or it is judged, on good or good to soft ground. Well, if it's bred to want quicker ground, there's a chance it might improve. So it could be ahead of the handicapper. So I know a lot of you don't follow me in blind. So if you take a look at the selections, you may know what I mean if you actually look at the form yourself. So let me get into it. So the first bet is a 7 pence each way Heinz. This is the bet where I've taken two of the prices. So the first selection is Magnificent Match at 20 to 1 in the 5 o'clock at Windsor, paying 5 places instead of 3. The second selection is Conquistador. I've left the price in the 5:30 at Windsor, paying 5 places instead of 3. That is one of the shorter price horses. The third selection is Clipsham La Habana. I've left the price in the 6 o'clock at Windsor, paying 5 places instead of 3. The fourth selection, and this basically started it all off, because I looked at this race first and noticed that this Carl Burke trained horse did want quick ground, and the vast majority are bred not to want quick ground, although it doesn't mean they can't handle it. So the fourth selection is Anna Gold at 14 to 1 in the 7 o'clock at Windsor, paying 5 places instead of 3. The fifth selection is Tuxedo Junction. I've left the price in the 7:30 at Windsor, paying 5 places instead of 3. And finally, Reach. I've left the price in the 8 o'clock at Windsor, paying 5 places instead of 3. Reach is quite an obvious angle. If you click on its form, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that now. So those of you that don't want to hang around, you've got all the selections, but then in the other bet, I've taken all the prices. I'm just going to get this racing post up. If you want to hang around, I'll be as quick as I can. So it's the I'm not going to show you the sire because I can tell you the sire now. Does its offspring do want quick ground? So let me get into Reach. So you're not about to see some of this for the time being, but I'll drag it into shot. So I've clicked on Reach, and this is its form. So I'm going to drag it up. So see the stars are fine on quick ground. So I'm going to scroll down So there's Reach. It ran okay on soft ground, but it was campaigned purely on soft ground. Yep. There you go. There you go again. And absolutely fine on it. But would it be better on quicker ground? So its reappearance, well, 7th of April, the Easter Biz are always, no, I don't mean Easter Biz themselves, but they're as fat as pigs. Well, maybe they are, I don't know, I'm not saying. But yeah, they always need the run, and they don't come to life up until June onwards. So you've then got a good run at York on good ground. Kehava, good form. So then you've got Nottingham form, fast ground. The first time it's encountered fast ground, it posted its best racing post rating of 88, basically by miles, the first time it encountered quick ground. Then at Beverley, in a Class 3 race. All right, only 11 runners, but Class 3 race, 15 grand race. Oh, it might have been a series race. Yeah, Sunday series. So, took keen hold, race wide, towards rear, pushed along, hung right, ran on well, won going away. So it's a horse ahead of the handicap because not only did it take a keen hold, it was also racing wide. And then it came from behind and it actually won going away. So it's well ahead of its handicap mark. Doesn't mean it'll win with its head in its chest tomorrow, but it just means that the conditions are to suit once again. So it's a horse that is progressing. Don't get me wrong, 82 is heading up there, but I do believe there could be more room for improvement. My only concern is off the track for 67 days. But has Mickey used to be thought that I've got that well of a handicap horse, even off 82, that I can't afford to run it again. Maybe the horse trains well at home, as in like takes it training well, so it doesn't need because don't go on. This is quite an expensive. I think it's a 15 grand race, so he's going to want to win it. I'm sorry, it's not 15 grand race. It's a 51 grand race. So there you go. So it's a 51 grand race. So I think the Easter Biz are very shrewd. So I think it's a very interesting angle. Tiffany. So far, I do believe they prefer slower ground. I may be wrong, but I also think that this horse, well, I don't think, it's got to produce a career best to defy its mark because on the flat, on the turf, it's got an official racing post rating an official rating of 84. It's never achieved anywhere close to that. And this normally does go pretty true. So it's like the fastest it's raced on is good ground. So it's encountering good firm. I'm not saying it can't defy this mark, but its best form has been on the all-weather. So and then you've got, I do believe Cumulus Nimbus prefers slower ground. I think it was Night of Thunder. I think it did say soft ground. And they see plenty of runs and decent runs on soft ground. Well, it's not soft ground. Don't get me wrong. It's one on good firm. As I said, these horses have performed fine. But it's off 99 tomorrow. Well, I know it achieved 104, but then it's got to do a career best to defy this mark. So, yeah, so that's where I'm heading with it. You've seen my selections. You've seen my reasoning behind it. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.